What's up, guys? How you doing? Today we got an unboxing, and I'm excited about this one because this is a brand new knife company that I've never heard of before until they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to take a look at this. It's a knife designed here in the U.S. and made overseas by a very reputable knife manufacturer that you all have heard of. So, that's really cool. That's all really cool. Let's check it out. So they sent this to me free of charge for me to take a look at and to show you guys. They sent me an email saying, hey, check out our website, see if it interests you. And it caught my eye for a few reasons. There are some unique things happening here. And the fact they're made by We Knives. That is very cool. Designed here in the U.S., so it's a U.S. company with an overseas OEM. Dark Bolt Design. And I like the name. Dark Bolt Design. Definitely a quality box, that's for sure. Magnetic clasp here. This is the Arcus. Sheep's foot blade shape in 20 CV. So they have two designs, it looks like right now. This one, the Arcus, and then one other one that was a different blade shape. I opted for the sheep's foot. Let's check it out. Got a sticker. There she is. These knives are $170. So less than a Wii knife would be, but definitely not a budget knife. Alright, look at this. This is intriguing to me. I like to see things that are new and exciting. And this is, I think, new and exciting. We got G10. We have a button here. We have a flipper tab. We have a front flipper. And we have thumb studs. Titanium pocket clip. Let's give her a flick. Oh, look at that sheep's foot, baby. Hollow ground. Oh, you can use the liner too? What? Alright, this is pretty cool. Let me fidget with this for a sec. Okay, yeah. This is pretty cool. So it's a liner, or it's a button-actuated liner lock. So when we push the button over, it moves the liner lock. And they give you enough cutout here to where you can still easily just use it like a liner lock. Now the last knife that I tried that did this similar thing, let me grab it, was this here. The Katuo Ventur. This is also a liner, or a button-actuated liner lock, but they didn't give you access on this one to really get in there and use it as a liner lock if you wanted to. You can, but it's not easy getting your thumb in there. It's fine as a button lock, but if you wanted to use it as a liner lock, it's hard to get in there. So that's very cool that they give you a nice cutout there to get in there and use it. That's great. Really smooth action. Very smooth. The flipper feels on the like the detent for the flipper is on the weaker side for sure, but the thumb stud feels nice and definitely feels good, kicking the blade out nicely. It's really smooth. I mean, look at that. Really smooth. Let's try the front flipper again. It actually is good. I thought maybe this flipper tab would catch my finger, and it does touch my finger, but it doesn't get caught on there when I front flip. Let's try. Can I do over the top thing? Let's see. Yeah. Man, this is a fidgety ass knife. Jeez. So many ways to open and close this thing. And that is one of their selling points. Like on their website, they're like, I don't know, I forget what exactly it was, but like 5 opening methods and 2 ways to close the knife. Let's see, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess just 5, just using the button, huh? And then for closing, you can do the button or just a liner lock. This is cool, man. Yeah, this is cool. Titanium pocket clip. Let's see. Yeah, looks like that'll work pretty good. I think one thing that throws me off a little bit just initially is the extra handle here. If you look down in there, you could see where the tip ends, right there. And then all this extra handle, which I'm not really sure why it's there. I feel like they could have just kind of took that off, that whole point off. Maybe well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would have made it would make the handle a little smaller, but I mean, I have a large medium hand, and I have a lot of extra space, so yeah, just something that I notice. Hmm. Yeah, this is cool, man. I'm gonna do a cut test with this for sure. We'll see how it cuts. The blade stock isn't definitely not too thick, but it's not super thin either. Let's see what it is. 125 thousandths. Let's check behind the edge. Looks like we are at 19 thousandths there. 19, 17. So that's fine. That's not too thick. It's not crazy thin either. That's kind of, good. That's definitely good. um, Definitely these nice big swedges will help with sliciness for sure. I like that. I like the blade shape. It's great. You got a little belly for when you want that. And you have the low tip sheep's foot style. So that's great. Sharpening choil, actually, they did great on too. Look at that. The plunge grind is really tight, almost like a 90-degree plunge grind. It's not, but it's close. So you can see the blade or the edge bevel has not thickened up at all as we get back closer to the choil there. That's a great sign. That's great, man. You should be able to sharpen this quite a few times without creating a weird spot right there. Jipping is super grippy. It looks interesting too. It's almost like I don't know, something looks different about it. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's very grippy though. Kind of a cool transition from the jimping down into the swedge right there. Let's see, is it sharp? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's biting in. Not the sharpest thing ever, but it's sharp. Ergo's pretty freaking good. I don't feel any hot spots right now. Let's see, am I pushing the button? Not really. My finger is like touching it, it's not pushing it. My finger wants to go like right there. Let's see, can I push it even if I want to? If I choke way up here and I squeeze really hard. Let's see. Maybe not. I thought I could. Maybe not. I don't think it's an issue. Really smooth, man. It's kind of interesting, like with the button lock, if you hold it in, there's nothing touching the blade to slow it down from shutting, right? But if you let it fall to your fingernail and then let go, then we have that lock bar putting pressure on the tang, so that's adding friction onto the blade, hampering its smoothness shutting. But it's still really smooth, even with that pressure of the lock bar slowing it down. Still really smooth. Yeah, that's cool. So right off the bat, or not, I guess not. I hate that saying, and I catch myself saying it, so I gotta stop that. Initially, the two things I would point out as nitpicks would be the seemingly extra handle here, and the flipper tab. The D-tab feels pretty weak for the flipper tab. But no, knives with multiple deployments usually have to kind of sacrifice snappiness on one of the deployments to make the other deployments good. If the flipper tab was super strong and snappy, it would be probably pretty difficult to do the front flipper. Or maybe the thumb studs would be too much of a detent. So, and the thumb studs feel honestly pretty good. Like I wouldn't want it. I mean, they could be stiffer, but I wouldn't want it too much stiffer. So maybe it is kind of perfect. Maybe they have dialed that in perfect. I might mess with the lock bar, try to bend it in slightly and just see what that does. But, I mean, man, I think this is pretty good. Price-wise, $170 for 20 CV G10 titanium pocket clip. Liners are stainless steel. I don't know. That seems maybe a little high. But then again, you're, paying for the uniqueness of the locking mechanism going on here, I guess. So, I don't know. Kind of probably subjective. Some people will think that's definitely worth it. Some might think it's a little high. Man, this is fidgety as hell, dude. I'm going to mess around with this for a long time. Tonight and tomorrow and the next day, probably. Cool. Well, overall, I say that was a pretty good first impression from Dark Bolt Design. Cut test coming soon. We will see how they did. Oh, they did give the HRC on their 20 CV, and it's, I think, 59 to 62. So that's I think that's a pretty optimal range as far as I know, and very cool that they put that information out there. I will link their website down below. You can go take a look at this one and their other model that they have. And yeah, right on. Please like the video before you head out. I'll see you guys soon.